Alright, it's time to get this party started. Let me just make sure everything is good to go on my side. I don't know why, but once again, my mic has gotten even quieter today. It's barely going into my yellow zone on OBS. We'll just have to work with it, and I'll rebalance the audio levels on the fly, because why not? I'm just making sure everything is set for T-Far there. That looks good. And now we just have to pretty much wait and see how everything goes here. Alright, good enough. And looks like we're in on that scenario. Excellent. Alright, so here's our OFCRA match for today. Looks like they're going to be setting up for their briefs, and let's go ahead and go over this operation for today's standards. I'm going to mix the audio down a little slightly there. Perfect. All right. Charlotte, hope you feel better soon. Sorry to hear that you are still sick, but otherwise, let's go ahead and look at the mission parameters for this operation. If you want to follow along, just type in !mission, and we can get through everything together. So this is a campaign called Contract Conflict. They started it during Thanksgiving, so I wasn't able to cover the first one. This is also a very interesting campaign because, like a campaign they did last year around this time, they are allowing for me, and by extension us, choose a VIP, not a VIP, an MVP, that's a better term for this, every mission to give a promotion to. So that promotion basically includes better equipment for the next mission in the campaign. So it's going to be up to you guys to help me pick out this MVP. So we'll be watching on both sides. Both sides can have an MVP chosen, and they will get something extra for the next operation. Speaking of the operation, let's go ahead and look into what's going on. So, backstory for this is a 2024 operation after the collapse of the Czech government and the start of the Czech Civil War. Conflict rages across the small nation. Many external powers pump guns, men, and mercenaries to fuel the fighting for their own ends. The only people inside who benefit from all of this bloodshed are the PMCs. Various supply containers heading to Mepinos airbase have been derailed by saboteurs. The blue PMC must try to pick up the containers and get them to the airbase, starting at Bigler Rail Depot. I don't know why that was at the end of it, but it was. Okay. So, some general information for the scenario. Not all information is documented here. It is up to each side to make reconnaissance. If traveled off the road, the HEMTT trucks must stay at least 200 meters from the edge of the map. So basically, they can't ride the edges. The containers themselves are indestructible. Containers are loaded onto HEMTT trucks via an action on the container. The HEMTTs need to be close to the container to do the action. Containers are unloaded via action from the driver of the HEMTT. Red 4 are not allowed to block access to the containers. Red 4 are not allowed to steal the HEMTT trucks. Red 4 are not allowed to move the containers by any means. Containers can only be moved by Blue 4 loading them onto a HEMTT truck. Otherwise, objectives for all scenarios here for the common objectives. Both sides have to have their side leader alive by the 75-minute mark to gain a point, and whoever holds the airbase gains 2 points. Having your side leader alive by the 75-minute mark gains you 1 point. Blue 4 objectives, get containers to the airbase, 1 point each for a 7-point total, so that means 7 containers are going to be in the game. And then Op 4's objectives are stop the containers from reaching the airbase, 1 point each for 7 points total. Interesting. So really, it would be in Op 4's best interest to just kind of deny Blue 4 the ability to control the airbase, whereas the Op 4 element really has to just hunker down and hold the containers, and if they don't hold those, then at least go and capture the airbase. Also, the tags are wrong. You are right. Let me go ahead and set that with both the PvP tag and the match commentary tag. For those that care. Most people don't, but, you know, it's the little things, right? Welcome, Dr. Rosenose. Hope you enjoyed today's program. Just adjusting my mic slightly to try to get the optimal area here, but that's a-okay. Actually, I'll be back in a second. doing some minor changes in my office to kind of heat up the space, because it does get a little cold in here in the winter, and even though I normally burn pretty warm, I I like being warm. It definitely beats being cold. But anyway, looking at the operations here, we have a bunch of yellow triangles, and we have a bunch of little rendezvous positions. I'd imagine these little rendezvous markers represent the 7 containers, because there are 7 of them. I'd also imagine the little yellow diamonds represent either positions where Hemets are, or more likely, positions where random vehicles are in case groups get separated and we have lone wolves made. It gives them vehicles to then transport over to friendly units. Any could be viable, but that is the theory I'm going to be sticking with. Blue 4, meanwhile, we've got a spawn point on the airbase, and we also have a spawn point over at the rail depot. OPFOR have a singular spawn point up here and probably a convoy formation. And then container drop-off is this big area right here, and then the airbase, it looks like, is this zone itself. Interesting. So Blue 4 going to be fighting to quickly reinforce the airfield and potentially grab some of the containers on the way. OPFOR probably pushing over to control these 5 positions, maybe even bypass and try to take the airbase early on. Just as a reminder, guys, we're going to be looking for 2 MVPs, 1 on each side, to determine who is going to get some upgrades for the next scenario. Excuse me. One second. I was told individual players, but I think the rewards tie into the entire groups or squads they're tied to. So I'll focus on individuals, but if entire group is also performing well, then by all means. But we'll see how things go here. So, we have 2 planned streams today, this one and then a POG one. The POG one's going to be a little silly because they added a bunch of fursuits, so we'll see how things go. That campaign, I think, has like 4 or 5 weeks left on it, and then I'm not sure if I'll host another campaign or we'll see what changes with it. But we'll get there when we get there, right? Either way. Beyond that, let me also look at the document in the mission command to see if there's any other information I can give you guys. They're also doing the thing they did last year where I think every community was able to name their own quote-unquote PMC. So we've got groups like Squad 404, Team Deadly Jokes, Sons of Oaks, Peanutters, Pan-European National Intelligence Specialist, which is PENI. If you want to see their names, you can scroll all the way down after clicking on the mission, or typing in the mission command, clicking on the first link that comes up, and that'll give you a breakdown of the mission. The second link is a link to the document that has all of their specialist stuff, which is quite nice. You got RBE, Polska, Budenheiner, Bobber, GLA. Oh my god. PMC Orland 3. The Belgique Legion. Ah, that is a funny mix. The Council United not to team kill. but it's the British. Okay, yeah, it's a naughty word in there, that's for sure. Anyway, I just heard the T-FAR beep, so let's go ahead and look at their assets here. Oh, speaking of, let me go ahead and throw the prediction up, guys. I'll set it for 15 minutes. I completely forgot to set that. It's been a second. So, blue for PMC and op. I'm just going to set them both as PMC. Because it's pretty even. And I'll set it for 15, even though I think that's a little bit of extra time. But just to give you guys a second to sort everything. Let's go ahead and set up for our scenario here. So right off the bat, I'm definitely going to need to turn my music up to beat that wind. So I'll put it up to that level. Oh, yeah. That lovely, lovely wind. All right, let's go ahead and look at blue 4 over here. Very windy today, but blue 4, we've got 2 MTLBs. We got some Strayer Augs. We've got a transport truck over here. We've got an MI8 with a banner of a peanut. Okay. Sure, why not? We've got some... I guess they have the banner of the groups they're tied with, which is even funnier. We got some Humvees with some 50 cals on them. And we've got some static vanilla 50 cals with the red dot on them. Interesting. So that's the setup for that one blue 4 group. The other blue 4 element here, we've got some MTLBs, 2 M2, 1 Mark 19, and 1 transport. We've got 2 Hemmets here and 2 more Hemmets there, so it looks like 4 at a time. And otherwise,
we are checking.
We've got some Scar H's in play as well for some of these guys. Interesting. And then AT appears to be standard M136s, aka AT4s. We also see some RPGs in play as well. Looking over one of these sites, it looks like this is what one of the cargo containers look like. Looking over here, we have another one tipped over, and that's how that one looks. Interesting. All right. Looking over at this OP4 group here, this appears to be the entire OP4 force. We have a 50 cal Humvee. These guys have G36s. I think they're allowed to choose potentially their 5.56 base weaponry. We got an MTLB back here as well, another transport truck there. Oh god, some of these flags are definitely going to be something. We've got what appears to be a nice marksman team here with Mark 14 EBRs. We've got the vanilla marksman rifle. I forget the name of it, but I think that's 9.3. And we've got an M24 in play. I feel like OP4 has to have another... so OP4 has an air assault element back here that I missed. They've got some rocket pods in play. And they've got a hip gun ship. All right. And then you got their little PMC flag back there. M249's in play for their auto rifles. Some more transport trucks. And their flags are all very well displayed here. All right. And they also have a drone. All right. Let's go ahead and look at some of these banners here. We've got, for the OP4 PMC, we have this dude's face on both of those vehicles. We've got a very lovely, don't even know what that says. Something about voting. All right. We have to admire the flags, right? That's the object group, PMC Orland. Got a standard OP4 red flag right over there, and then again we've got the same one on that helicopter. I always like looking at the custom work that each community has. It's kind of interesting. Is that meant to be a Tauntaun in A10? I have no idea what that thing is, and at this point I'm too afraid to ask. Is that meant to be Napoleon? I think that's meant to be Napoleon. Okay. And we got this flag again. This is Budenheimer. So it's an Oppenheimer joke. You got the little leaves right over there. You got the high flag over here. All right, that's all of OFCRA's factions. Let's go ahead and look at Blue 4's. All right. Yeah. And these guys, I think, all have this nice little symbol right here. Some sort of golden Protoss looking thing from StarCraft. Looking at the rest of Blue 4 symbolism. What? We love Milsim, we can't get bitches. Okay. We got the other group of Budenheimer who's playing Blue 4 as well. You've got a sun over here with these guys. Then you've got these little Valkyrie images.
What frequency?
And that Alright. And then you got the fighting peanut. Alright. Okay. Alright. I'm glad Ian isn't here to see that. Anyway, let's go ahead and go over our roster here. Depso's commanding Blue 4. We got Freight, Django, Biagi, Stefano, and Claw over in the Peanutters, which are the group with the fighting Peanut. Peanut 2, I believe, has their pilot. Pan-European National Intelligence Specialists, which I think comments that flag super well. Has Callie, Zorg, Cheeseburger, Kermit, Roland, Stripes, and Spirit. Their second group has Fonz, Mail, Arnold, and Pierce. Of course, Pierce would be a part of the group. Anyway, RBE, who has the, yeah, probably one of my favorite flags ever, the Loving Milsim but acknowledges its drawbacks flag. We got Newton, Gonzalez, Alien, Panzale, Diablo, Marty, Dava, Rodrigue, Martinez, and Eloy. The Polish Grom force with the Valkyrie flag, or Grumman. Polska Grumman. That's it. Has Geralt, Wojciech, Koster, Audrey, Sip, Unknown, Gregory, and their second group has Mosquick, Gemera, Gregory, Settler, Bartoni. I'm not reading the whole thing. Fast Sugar, and Coaster. The group with the sun has Preacher, Victor, Eagle, Valmet, Joker, and Demo. Then we're going to the other group over here. Bobber has Lolo, Misano, Savares, Cobra, Cobra 2, and Matt. They also have Always, Riziak, Rog, Sailor, Strike, Mario 2, and Nico, and they're the ones with the damn rat picture. And then GLA have the Protoss flag with Twig, Keen, Ilbanek, Woodbury, TK Llama, Camera, Kiwi, Oddball, and Watts. I'm gonna get a picture of this and send it to a few friends. Hold on. Yeah, all right, I'm all for it. Anyway, Bluck is commanding Op for the Sons of Oaks, which I believe are the oak trees. As Joseph Portastad, Jack. Also, let me know if I'm not loud enough here, but they got the oak symbolism. Migoy, Pompov, Jurem, and Sandrock. Team Deadly Jokes, who have the Napoleon flag, have Jonathan, Rick Hunter, Mr. White, Arthic, and Emil. Delta, Rizbo, and Flip for Flap are in the second team. The United Council Not to Team Kill, CUNTT, with the A10, have Nordic, White Foz, and Bangi. Squad 404 with the little golden symbol in the middle has Lolo, Green Thumb, Seismo, Sam, and Alexander. Belgique, who has the dude's face on it, has NASA, Major Khan, Ash, Wombat, Demover, and Ziggsme. PMC Orlin has Wiki, Nox, Templar, Giovanni, Pitchbrani, Tymic, and Rafael, who appears to have been left at base. Their second group has another helicopter. Actually, no, I think they're all in that one helicopter. This is plus 12. Skipu, Tecmo, Marty, Stifo, and USR. And then Damien and Nidas, I think, are the helicopter crew itself. Q2 votes. I don't know how to pronounce that other one. Has Kyle, Mike, Segond, Orn, Combs, Kumanero, James Ryder, Samuel, and Alariat also left at base. And then Garden's private, which has that symbol, has Pingus, Rixu, Dawadox, Marcius, Lesiak, Ukrainiak, and Yuru. And then the two guys for the Op4 version of Budenheimer have Andriri and Warkas together. Anyway, looking at the map here, it looks like Blue 4 already have some forces down on the AO. Op 4 having an early choke point in. Blue 4 using their helicopter to do some deeper recon. And it is just a single pilot flying around over here. They could have very well deployed their group over on that position as well, or they could have driven up. Otherwise, Blue 4 have a massive convoy coming around on this side to possibly come around and either push Op 4 spawn point or try to catch some of their Op 4 movements from the top left base. But Blue 4, it looks like they've loaded up on the two trucks over here. And I am seeing two Hemets that have collected two of those cargo transports, so they're going to be trying to get back to their base over yonder. Otherwise, Blue 4 potentially catching the tail end of some Op 4 Humvees coming around over here. And we also have some Op 4 and Blue 4 close together here. Rizbo gets launched out of the truck. Blue 4 taking up ambush positions. Settler throws a grenade on the truck and they start firing. That grenade's gonna cause massive damage. And we have a triple kill down. Flip for Flap trying to come up and get Mosquit, who got a double kill. Flip for Flap able to get a knockout, but the truck cooks off from that grenade. And that is some of the Napoleon Beam squad here, KIA, as Blue 4 gets a nice early victory of 4 dudes getting killed off within the first 5 minutes of the match. Now, we do still have some betting time, and those 5 guys aren't really going to determine the fate of the entire scenario, but it does show that Blue 4 is trying to lock down all of these positions to get all the points they can to then get them to the container drop-off zone and try to get an early victory out of this scenario. Op 4 needs to be a little more aggressive in their movements right now to get to the container sites. Otherwise, Blue 4 is going to be able to snatch all of the points away and out from under Op 4's nose. But it looks like Squad 404 setting up a defense position around this other cargo container. Wheaton, are you dead, buddy? Were you part of the 4 people that died? Oh. Otherwise, I hope you're okay. Sorry, I know that you play PvP. You might not have been in this one. I just assumed when you came in here to type that sucks. I just assume it's always the players that do that. You just feel their pain? Yeah. Dying within the first 5 minutes of an hour-and-a-half long match. Not a good way to go. How you doing, broski? Alright, so I think Blue 4 is looting some of the weaponry here. I mean, that's the risk when you put in vehicles without any support. There was more Op 4 support that could have come in, but it looks like a lot of it stopped short. But Op 4 is definitely trying to divide and take all these positions at once. You got Blue 4 setting up some mechanized support on the rear, possibly to try and capture one of the container positions. And Blue 4 has set up an overwatch position in the middle of this forest. A little bit of a weird position to set up in. I can see a bit of logic in there. Maybe we'll see a Pierce level interception, but I think Op 4 is actually going to be air assaulting all of their forces from the top left instead, thus kind of nullifying the Blue 4 defensive line that they're trying to set to intercept any vehicles coming in, which I'm going to be honest, it's a great call from Op 4, and it's a weird call from Blue 4 especially. We got some more smoke going in here that is from this derailed train, and we basically, oh, there are some generation fans on. That's kind of cool. I think those are RHS assets, but I could be wrong. Yeah, Lurkin, you were kind of right. The arma physics of it exploding did, in fact, get a kill or two. And I was right about the yellow triangles. They're just extra vehicles for anyone to take if their vehicle gets blown up or if they get separated. Otherwise, we have a bit of a long con right here. Blue Force setting up and looking in this direction. I think they spotted that Humvee over there, and they're laying low. These guys aren't suppressed. And again, for all you jumping in, we will have to pick an MVP on either side as the team's most valuable player. So keep an eye out for your favorites here, and we got to see what people do. For example, this 4-man Blue 4 team manages to kill all these guys in Squad 404. That'd be pretty impressive. Though I hear a helicopter, that is Blue 4. Putting that helicopter overhead. We've got a massive OPFOR group coming in over here. But Blue 4 do seem to have a few guys across a lot of buildings here, taking up garrison and having some good points of cover. And it looks like they are starting to spot. I think Gerald's calling that out, that there might be a little bit of movement over here. Meanwhile, I can't tell. Sam is bleeding slightly, but he is looking in this direction. Judging from the fact I am seeing eyes looking over here, I'd imagine OPFOR might have spotted some of the Blue 4 guys here, or Blue 4. Nope, Blue 4 saying they engaged, so they shot first. He throws a grenade, immediately runs, but gets blown away. Let's see if that grenade gets any follow-up. No, he threw a 9-painter. Interesting choice. Didn't really do him much, though, unfortunately. Meanwhile, OPFOR have started their engagement over here. We see some pretty desperate scenario play here by OPFOR, but they're kind of in the open and they're getting flanked around. Wojak and Gerald on the side could do a lot of damage. They're starting to sight contacts. Immediately knocking out Giovanni. Wojak leaning his head in. The bullet's actually catching on to the AT4 right there. Nox also getting knocked out, and double tap by Wojak. Technically it's Wojtek, my bad. I call him Wojak, I'm so sorry. As you can tell, English is not my first language. Stupid is my first language. Anyway, it looks like Sam has been double tapped. Seismo's tried to push up. Immediately throws a grenade. The security element didn't notice him. He dies for it. Green Thumb being caught out of position. Unable to land a killing blow. Green Thumb cooking that grenade. And it wasn't enough. Seismo pulling back. Not going to be able to see him through that little slit there. Meanwhile, it looks like Wojak and Gerald were... Gerald was able to pull away. Wojtek got shot. And Blue 4 trying to rally their 3 members over here as well as the helicopters laying some orbitals. Meanwhile, Blue 4 taking some fire from this building over here. One of them does get knocked out early. But we're seeing plenty of combat all along this rail line. Techno the closest to Wojak here. Unlikely he's going to wake back up, but hey, getting a kill and dying, at least you're trading evenly. Well, we've got firefights all along this border, and funny enough, we have an OPFOR truck and a Blue 4 Vic pretty close together, but looks like they're moving to separate areas. All as the Hemets are driving back to base with those 2 cargo transports. We need to see OPFOR potentially put some pressure on the final base itself. But I think they're thinking a little too linearly here by attacking these 5 positions. Because it really spreads your forces out completely, and it might not be enough for OPFOR to hold all those spots entirely. Blue 4 can just scoop up 3 or 4 of them, pull back to base, and then hold the rest of the op there, and claim the points. Mathematically, Blue 4 would at least need 4 of the 7 cargo containers. But if they're planning on holding defensive back at base, they would just need 3 to tie. Actually, no, I think it would still be 3 to win, but it also depends if the commanders stay alive, which I'm assuming both of them will by the 75-minute mark. Actually, with it being an odd number, I don't think there could be a tie. But, you know, so mathematically, if each cargo container is worth 1 point, there's 7 total. And then if you hold the end base, you gain 2 points. If you take 3 of the cargo containers and the enemy has 5 of them, you gain 3 points, the enemy gains the 5, but then you hold the final base, that's 5 to 5. So you need 4 cargo containers to win at that point if you're planning on holding the final base. So Blue 4, I mean, they've really divided and conquered here. You see these two are the ones they're really banking on. They're also partially overwatching this one, so they could sneak in and steal it, but yeah, I think Blue 4 is going to slide in, try to take these 2, and then just pull back to the airbase itself. Meanwhile, we got some forces over here kind of left behind, but maybe they'll come in later. This one especially, though, the group of 404, I mean, look at that. A lot of people died just out there, and we just have one guy surviving here, part of the Peanutters, but he is tied to that helicopter, which is why that helicopter's putting orbitals over there, so he could get picked up and moved at that point. Meanwhile, RBE, they're crossing the river over here, I guess pushing where that OFCRA element was. I think they pushed back all the way over here. Yeah, so that's a long run they did. Maybe they're trying to bait that vehicle group to come after them and then hit them with some RPGs. That wouldn't be a bad call. But otherwise, this central position right here, OFCRA is only down to a handful. Timek getting first shot on Germa, ends up getting the kill. And you can see a lot of shotguns have been unloaded. I don't know what that's about, but, I mean, Timek, he does have a 249. Puts some shots on Koster and gets the kill there. Now he's going to be medicing. I don't know, OPFOR seem to be in a little bit of a pickle here, but they do have some pretty solid control on some of these other cargo containers. We'll see if OPFOR tries to sneak a group over and put something on the airbase itself, because I'm going to be honest, as long as you control the container drop-off zone, it doesn't matter how many containers Blue 4 has if they can't actually cash them in. Yeah, this Blue 4 line getting shot here. They do have access to a 50 cal, but it is in the open. And that 50 cal is immediately destroyed. It does sound like that OPFOR has some 50 cal of their own. They do. That's why it got shredded so easily. That's going to put pressure on that one position. We could see Blue 4 try to come in and flank it. But that does technically relinquish control of the actual cargo container back to Blue 4, even though OPFOR, even though Blue 4 kind of had the advantage there. Lolo in command of 404 there. He's Lolo underscore, so he's not our Lolo in ops. But Stefani, he's poking his head out. He does spot him and start taking pot shots at him. I did see a little bit of blood, but it wasn't a killing blow. And Lolo panicking to drive that vehicle out, clearly under duress. Sutter's down. You're right, Waj is back up. Still only on a single kill, but let's see if he gets some redemption. One of those OPFOR guys immediately gets shot in the head. You got the MTLB now suppressing these two Blue 4 in the open. Oh, God. Koster gets knocked out, but unknown. I spoke too soon. Taking multiple shots as he desperately tries to sprint across, realizing he's crossed an open field, and he gets knocked out. It's not Pierce's squad. I think it's just 2 AI, but... Don't run in the open. It gets you murdered, and it's bad. There's also a nice defensive position right here. Wait a second, Coster, he woke up. He's going for it. Will he make it? He might actually, because it looks like OFCRA is repositioning. No, the MTLB's coming out, but Blue 4 is coming up and flanking. All three of these guys on the far flank have been taken out, and of course we've got Wojak here. The man I can't pronounce properly. He's double tapping. I mean, he does have a single shot disposable AT, so he could take out that MTLB, but Blue 4 delivering a nice flank on this position, already knocking 3 people out. Oh, but speaking of knockouts, Tech has been knocked out again. Got Blue 4 still flying high, Op4 with a group over here. Still securing that cargo container. But Blue 4's group of M113s is coming back. They could potentially re-secure that site. Looking back at the positioning over here. Gregory trying to get to Tech's position. Actually manages to get him back up. The man is up for a 3rd time. And OFCRA, I mean, it seems they're partially moving their vehicles back here, potentially redeploying some of their infantry, but they have lost quite a bit of their manpower. Got Audrey Sip here on point with a shotgun. And he's naked. Well, points for style. We've got Mark 19 shots going across. Some of them landing incredibly far, and it looks like they lost an MTLB to something, but whatever hit it looks to be dead. We have a spent AT4 right here, though. I'm really hoping Stefano didn't blue on blue that. Now you got some overarching suppressive fire actually hitting the OFCRA over here. Rixu actually gets hit, knocked out. Good eyes.
So who shot us? Friendly?
Yeah, it was me.
Okay, bro.
Sorry, man.
He shot them. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. You gotta love it. Because I'm like, I don't see any OFCRA in here. Who shot? Oh, wait a minute. That's a Blue 4 AT4. Oh, no. Oh, no. Granted, OFCRA has them too, but there's no OFCRA bodies. Grenade coming out. OFCRA setting up some small defensive positions as Blue 4 is slowly pushing. Waj on 3 kills now, trying to get an eye on Hawkeye here. Is the MTLB now shooting? What? What? Okay. So there appears to be a little bit of a break in communication, but that's causing issues with OFCRA's line. And Blue 4 are now assaulting this position. Hawkeye and Waj getting the kill there. It goes to Gerald. Or, excuse me, Gerald and Waj getting the kill on Hawkeye. My bad. As he was tunnel vision on Waj there, but now more guys are getting shot, and I think that's another kill. And OPFOR have caught the audio, not realizing that that building is now being breached. 9 banners going in, followed by a grenade. And he gets blown away. Now the MTLB driving around. Nope. AT4 getting out. Gregory's got to take the shot. He gets it. Smokes the engine. And you're firing your shotgun at it. Jerem gets out. He's trying to... I can't tell if he's running away or what. Drog's going over as Audrey-Sepp is trying to get a kill with his handgun. He gets a grenade thrown at him. It's a smoke, thankfully. And it looks like Wojak has died. Had an AT4 there, but it looks like the vehicle's gun, still active, was able to get the kill, and they were able to repel the remains of Blue 4 down. So that both groups have essentially traded, but Blue 4 had less infantry to fight than OPFOR did in that firefight, so that's going to be a net gain for Blue 4 itself. Scrolling out on this map, we have the M2s. They shot the engine out. It's going down. They're attempting to make an emergency landing, gliding in. I think he'll be able to get it. He's got it. Incredible. Mr. White being pushed. And shot in the back. MTLB appears to be pushing this helicopter as the crew is now desperately trying to run away. Seems they were trying to come around to flank this OPFOR element here. OPFOR pulling away. MTLB's locking in on this vehicle. I wonder if it can be stolen. Emil's marked as AT, but he doesn't have the AT, and he gets shot to death. Ouch. OPFOR, meanwhile, starting to lose control of this position. We got multiple dudes unconscious here being worked on. I don't know. It's looking like OPFOR is losing a majority of these battles here. Gregory, I think, is checking bodies, trying to look for AT. He's trying to medic that body, but not realizing he's dead. And this gunner is just going to chill in here, man. Liru gets taken out by a grenade as Rixu runs up to that position. Alexander flanking Woodbury. He immediately starts screaming. Lolo blindly driving this Humvee into this AO, taking GL fire. More grenades being thrown on Rixu's position. That tree might save him. It does. He's still doing medical on that body. I think the gunner noticed him. With his radio out and his feet dangling. Ah, Gregory pulled the old, I'm gonna medic my dead friend to bait the gunner to come out so I can instantly kill him with a headshot routine. It works every time, because that's the only time I've seen it happen. Therefore, it works every time. Meanwhile, back over here, Lolo's driving back only to get AT'd. He is now dead, and he appears to also kind of be in the ground, trying to crawl out of hell as Satan's dragging him down. Looks like he's going to lose that fight. Now he looks like one of those guys that gets pulled in the ground from Tremors where the worm still eats the underside of your body. Not a good way to go. Gotta remember, though, those things are attracted to sound, so the AT-4 impacting and destroying a Humvee is definitely going to pull them towards you, and as soon as you try to get out of the vehicle, you are going to get eaten. However, it looks like Cameron backblasted himself against the tree and managed to knock himself unconscious, so I'm going to call that a draw. Meanwhile, helicopter was fully deaded. And the pilot crew is now going to be forced to move into the AO. They still have... There's to be 416s. So I don't really know about OFCRA at this point. We still have one big group over here, but everything else is kind of remnant. We got another decent-sized group over here. Blue 4, though, have some pretty decently sized areas, and we do have another convoy of Hemets leaving, though only one cargo crate has been taken. MTLB firing over Toxic's head. I don't know what they're engaging here. Possibly a lone infantryman, or they might have spotted Techo here, who's trying to AT-4. Ah, so they killed one guy here. It was a dismounted crew of a 50 cal Humvee. Trying to line up a shot with that AT-4, but it's very risky to make. Meanwhile, on his rear, we do have some OFCRA setting a little bit of security. OFCRA, meanwhile, crawling back up to try to resecure this container area, but I think Blue 4 is giving up on trying to secure it. Got Blue 4 kind of moving down this position. They want to resecure that position because it still does have a cargo container on it. Yep. And we do have a smoked out MTLB right there. So some more suppressive fire going out. Cook-off from the MTLB. Doesn't get anyone, though. And we still got all of these other container positions here. So, did they pull the container from over here? MTLB gets hit by Timek. AT-4 on the bridge. That explosion seems to cause a bit of a multi-kill chain, but most of the infantry already pushed forward. So it was effective. Could have been worse for Blue 4. So it looks like the one cargo container Blue 4 was able to take came from over here, because I don't see it on that position anymore, which is why Blue 4 pulled away from it. I think they had their MTLB set up over there. OFCRA now coming in, but that position is now moot. Blue 4 going to score their third cargo container in that position, but Based off of what's developing, Blue 4 can then come over here, take these 2 remaining positions. That'll give them 5 of the cargo containers, and then they're just going to pull back and hold the airbase, and that is going to be GG for Blue 4. But let's see if a hero can rise from OFCRA. I guess it won't be Teko unless he wakes back up. Thankfully, Newton doesn't double tap. Thankfully, Newton doesn't double tap twice and actually kill Teko. I'm out of excuses there. Anyway, I tried. But unfortunately, Teko wasn't fast enough. I mean, you can see that Blue 4 also still has a good chunk of units in reserve. They also have a mortar back here. Explosion heard. I think that's just cook-off from the MTLB. Do have a little bit of OPFOR over here. Might be trying to maneuver over here to secure that position with all but 2 men. I guess all of 2 men would be the better term. And now we've got a little bit of a lull in the combat as we're starting to enter mid-game here. So a lot of this stuff settled in the first 30 minutes of the round. We've now entered the middle 30 minutes, I like to call mid-game. Teko, at least you have 1 kill. Exactly, buddy. You did what you could. And I appreciate it. Yeah, so Blue 4 have 3 different troop concentrations at the moment. OPFOR also have 3. OPFOR could still bounce back here. But Blue 4 have a lot of room to score the remaining points. Though we've got Florenzia coming around. On the flank of an OPFOR position, alone. Players like these are either going to be super scary and kill everyone, or get immediately spotted and sniped. Let's see it.
Morning, Liru. How's the day going? Al's 9, will we ever get a chicken fried rice stream? These are the questions that plague me. Also,
well, unfortunately, he might have just knocked out Lesiak there, but that's that. Anyway, Mutton, I don't know if chickens have knees. I think they just simply squat down, but then again, you'd say with what knees? Who knows? Those are questions that keep me up at night. A chicken fried rice stream, ask around Christmas time. I might just entertain you, but otherwise, thanks for the 16-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I do hope you get a nice kick out of this scenario. Wait a minute. There's a man here who doesn't have a symbol. Oh, shit. He's on the prowl. Now, he has the same uniform as OPFOR, so I think he's an invisible OPFOR guy. And Pingus appears confused. Oh, and here comes artillery. Florenzia has woken back up. I thought you were dead. Wait. I guess you weren't dead. Holy shit. So we got some Mark 19 fire coming in from Blue 4 here. Florenzia is still danger close. OPFOR starting to fold out of that position as we still see 1 knockout. 4 people still alive, but Blue 4 reassaulting. Meanwhile, just checking over here, we got some Blue 4 mounted up in a truck. I guess they're potentially going to move somewhere else, but Blue 4 just trying to hold these remaining sites. They still got plenty of time to secure everything. He's still crawling around. Blue 4 helicopter flying overhead. Op 4, I think, are out of helicopters, so they lost both of theirs. Bluck, meanwhile, still chilling in the rear. How's Blue 4 Command doing? Blue 4 Commander also chilling at the base. I'll be honest, this was definitely a very hard objective for Op 4 to do. I still was a big fan of, hey, just ignore these, just go right for the final base. Because you can stop them from scoring if you just hold the score zone. But OFCRA objectives are all about trying to find the linchpin in the actual operation and exploiting it with your entire force. The peanut flag still being flown overhead. As we have a big Op 4 force now pushing over to assault this Blue 4 group here. Humvee just got destroyed, and it knocked Newton out. Don't know if that was a glitch maybe with one of the trenches being dug, or what. Hard to say. They don't seem completely alerted, but they are looking in the direction where Op 4 is coming in from. Helicopters coming in to pick up Florencia here. I guess this is an extraction. Op 4 not in a position to exploit that, but they only have AS Vals here. Alright, they're shooting out that Hunt IR because they think it's hostile. We've got more mortars firing, and it seems like they are going in the direction of Op 4 in the forest over here. Splash will probably be, based off of that range, 45 seconds to a minute. But you see Blue 4 firing down. They're calling that they hear the helo.
Eso es aliado. Yo diría que es enemigo, ¿no? Es aliado, ¿eh? Alto fuego, parece un aliado. Me pongo aquí, me voy a poner aquí. Eso de ahí es aliado.
They're seeing the people inside the bushes. Though I can't tell if that's a body or an actual player. No, it is James Ryder. He's got a red dot on this suppressed rifle. Oh boy. And he gets knocked unconscious. More Op 4 pushing up on the left side. There's a lot of concealment right here, so Blue 4 can't really tell what's going on. Eloy gets knocked out. Samuel knocking out Marty. Oh. Samuel took quite a few hits just now. 3. As he turned out, saw Newton, and Newton immediately engaged him. Wow, quite a few dead. That's actually an enemy body right there. Those mortars should have splashed by now, but you got 6 people around this one position over here. And the cargo container Hemet is driving out again. We have 2 crates located right here. We have a 3rd located there, so that's 3 points for Blue 4. I might have did my math wrong earlier. Because I said if they get 3 crates and then they have the 2 final points, that would give them 5 points because my brain thought 7 minus 3 was 5. It's not. It's 4. I'm so stupid. So if Blue 4 get 1 more cargo container... No. Math. Jeez. Okay, so they get 3 points for the cargo containers. They have. Op 4 would get 4 points for the cargo containers Blue 4 doesn't have, but Blue 4 are going to gain 2 points for having the final position, which gives them a net total of 1 point over Blue 4. Therefore, Blue 4 should be able to win at this point. To guarantee it, Blue 4 need another 2 cargo containers. To get 5, leaving 2 for Op 4, and even if Op 4 get the final objective, they would only gain another 2 points from that, and the final score would be 5-4, not including the 1 point that either side's going to get for keeping their commander alive for 75 minutes, which, based off of their positioning, I think they're going to get as a guarantee. So Blue 4 at risk of losing this one position to this Op 4 group here. Newton aggressively pushing up. He's on 3 kills already. Throws a smoke grenade up. He's pushing. Tries picking off James Ryder, who did wake back up. He throws a grenade over. Great air burst. He's gonna now run into this building. Checking those little Overwatch positions, spots. Arena manages to get the kill. Takes a shot in return by James. Realizes he can't really push left, so he's going to fold into this building instead, and that is 4 kills for Newton. Helicopter still flying overhead. These 5 Op 4 still holding a defensive. Again, we got to pick an MVP on both sides. My mind was on Wojak, but if Newton can get a few more kills here, he'll definitely be 1 step up. And Op 4, I still don't know yet. I do love the security these 2 are pushing. AT comes in. Can't tell if it got any new kills there. I think Marty was already down. Orn comes around, gets the kill on that one, Blue 4. That's a grenade. And that... I think that was Toxic. Great grenade by Toxic coming in. Based off of the angle, it had to have been Toxic. Good throw. James Ryder gets knocked out by Penzel. He's about to get shot by Samuel. Newton pushes, and with the help of Toxic, they're able to both get taken down. He's looking up. He's suppressing. Newton's trying to figure out if that's friendly or not. He's going to push back in because he did take a little bit of damage there. Orn comes up, puts some shots in Toxic's direction. Why is there a Blue Force squad in the open? I shit you not. Are you actually kidding me? I joke about it. But of course, who's here? Pierce, I love you, buddy. I joke about you all the time. But you're making these jokes right themselves. You're insane. Call your artillery support. You're gonna need it. Newton on 5 kills. Nan's a force of nature right now. Might be able to stop it. Blue 4 helicopter is hit. Still flying. Nope, Blue 4 helicopter gets hit again. Forced to try to auto-rotate. Can the Peanutter pilot make it? Oh, yeah, he's got it. And they managed to get away safely. Maybe they'll be able to come up and do a nice flanking attack on the entrenched OFCRA because Blue 4 are in an open field. There is some Blue 4 mortars coming in on Blue 4's own position. Kind of a weird one, but okay, I'll go for it. Why not? Newton's dead. I think Newton bled out in here. That's unfortunate. That or the mortars got him. Got Dixme on a 50 cal over here. He's looking for people to pick off. And now Pierce is heroically in the middle of some trees in an open field. Meanwhile, looking on the far left flank, Blue 4 is pushing. Pingus trying to roll away as he takes fire. James Ryder dies. Pingus also gets knocked out by Zorg. Ah, yes. Zorg, aka the guy that looks like Rannick in, in Darktide. OFCRA doing their best to hold Alexander here. The only one still up. But can Alexander get a name change to Audrey Hotto and manage to win the OFCRA MVP award and defy all Blue 4 resistance in this position? .50 cal fire coming up and harassing this tree line. Blue 4 trying to play some covering fire here. And it looks like they're peeling in a PvP operation. Artillery landing as well. It's a little long though. A Blue 4 guy just got shot up here by Zixme. Nope, it wasn't him. Thought I saw a Blue 4 symbol disappear up here. Toxic, I don't see anymore up here. He appears to be down. Boy, they still got a good chunk of infantry over here, but Alexander still alone.
Yeah.
I don't know who he'd be talking to.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my RPG.
He's prepping his AT4. Is he about to noob tube somebody? I think he hears the vehicle moving around back there. He's overestimating its range, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I see him.
He's got his sights on Camred.
Okay, yeah, I see. Up this way.
And he noob tubes rolling at the cost of it getting knocked out himself. That was an MG3 firing at him too, but now he's got to contend with a Mark 19. And he gets double tapped. Ah, poor Alexander. That is kind of funny though. So yeah, Blue 4 now coming in, sweeping that position. Now Blue 4 up here has a guy knocked uncon. We also have some bandaging over here. I wonder what they did to get knocked out like that. Otherwise, Blue 4, it looks like they're moving a Hemet over to go and capture that crate. We see Op 4 mounting up in a transport truck over here. Does Blue 4 hear it, though? I think this is the pilot crew, yep. Ah, these guys are taking fire from a few guys over here walking in on them. Ah, Pierce has lost another one.
That motorbike is urgent. If we don't get there soon, we're fucked.
Alright. Now we have another lull in the combat here. We do have some sporadic fire on Pierce's position here. He's down to 2 people. We'll see if he gets reinforced at all. It's not looking good. Beyond that, I mean, Blue 4 still have the manpower to hold the final objective. I think Blue 4 outnumber Op 4 2-1 at this point.
How do I mark? He's in the picture.
Trying to see some suppressive fire coming on Warkas here as he advances. He gets knocked on the leg. Pan-European National Intelligence Specialists are trying to get the kill on Warkas here, but unfortunately the PEN IS-2 member is unable to get the kill here. Oh shit, the machine gun's getting good suppressive fire here. Artillery was also landing close by. Still taking blind suppressive fire. Pierce is now charging that position, but will Andriri answer with his own bullets? No, he's pulling back at a critical moment. His sightline to Pierce cut off. Pierce, meanwhile, holding, waiting for that artillery to land, but it is far. Looks like OPFOR is rendezvousing some of its members here to make one final push somewhere. We also have another member, actually multiple members, getting into a Humvee to make a nice strike force. They got to go for broken and attack the final area at this point. There isn't really anywhere else they can go. Warcast spotted by Pierce and taken out. And Andriri running for it. Whew. So again, in about 2 hours, 19 minutes, we will have a pog up. I'm probably going to have a cup of coffee because I am feeling tired at the moment. Why would you want Pierce merchandise? What would that even be? Would it be like 5 people in an open field and it would say this is a good idea on top? We can put the FNF logo behind it. We'll send one to Pierce. Hey buddy, this is your shirt.
Fuck, I don't know how to medic.
Oh my god. Wouldn't that be something?
You're still alive? I believe VODS is alive. I'm diagnosing him, hang on. Oh no, he's dead.
Yes, he is dead. It's okay, he finally noticed. At least they're learning.
Alive, lost a lot of blood, not in pain. Okay. I don't think I can give him blood, can I? Okay, what do I do with him? Okay, you're coming back from that position now, yeah?
I do love when my squad leader talks to me.
What? What does that mean?
Do you know how many people are left from our team? You say we're on our own.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's just some random suppressive fire going out here on where Leziak was. I thought they were firing at Block. So I was about to say, that's going to deny OPFOR another point that isn't going to be cashed in for another 15 minutes. So it looks like OPFOR have consolidated everyone in a single truck right here and are trying to figure out a way across this river to potentially come around on this side and then attack that position. That bridge is all the way up here, which it's not even a bridge, it's just a shallow crossing point. Oh, please don't go on foot. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Okay. I guess the engine didn't get completely flooded there, which is good. And then we have this 4-man team over here. Alright, now we just have to wait for the end game. And now we simply have to wait it out. I don't really see, especially if Blue 4 reconsolidates all their forces, I think by the time they start moving their forces back, Op 4 will have their forces moved in as well. I think Blue 4 has a decent security element here to hold out against anything Op 4 still has, especially when you consider they're on the defensive in this sort of situation, so it's a tough call to make, but maybe we'll see Bluck get some kills here. And it looks like the truck is just going to keep driving. Ah, yes. The Pan-European Nationals Intelligence Specialist Group, aka PENIS, gets away again. Slippery little suckers, aren't they? Anyway. No, but it makes for some good commentary.
Do you want me in the gun? Do you know how many of our guys are left? Oh,
Uh-oh. Wait, hold on. I think they can do it. There it is. Yeah, why open the gate when you can knock it over? Oh, yeah, speaking of. Whew. It was your idea, Kermit? Of course, Kermit the Frog would have an obsession with, yeah, you know what, never mind. Might be able to come around and pick up some more guys over here. And looking at the rest of Blue 4's element here, we got another truck coming back. It's another Hemet with another cargo crate. We've got a guy that's been here the entire time. Just poor Mario. He's been over here contemplating life. What a guy. It's like Andre refound some people and he's gotten low.
okay. I'll just drop him in this house then.
Alright. So I guess these guys are holding out because maybe Blue 4 might send a force up, but we are going to start seeing some action on the final base here as Op 4 are getting forces in close. Interesting that we have an ammo truck over here, though. But looking at Blue 4's actual garrison, I mean, we got some barracks buildings here. We got a school building, and we've got multiple other smaller barracks. But right here, I think there's plenty of Overwatch opportunity for Blue 4 here to pretty much stop any sort of Op 4 attack. Maybe, though, we can see Op 4 just bleed forces in and still get right on top of the objectives, because I think the final base itself, what is important to control is this structure. And it looks like they actually put some little HESCO barriers here to style it a bit inside. So whoever has people in that area in the final will be the winners there. Just another few minutes and the commander points will be tallied. So both sides will at least get that pity point. Andre, he's reloading, so I think he was just plinking at some of the Blue 4 over here. Gets a nice headshot on one of them. No, it's Florenzia.
We are under fire at container 2 from infantry to the east.
Wait a second. Op 4 taking out one of the Hemmets and stopping the transport of one of the points. That was a shot by Samuel. They're now trying to ambush. They get the ambush and eliminate 3 more infantry. Do they have more AT? 20 minutes left. More AT being heard. They are bleeding the supply line here. Oh my god. Male just got sniped. Yeah. Grenade gets thrown, gets stuck on the track. Does some damage to Florenzia. Another grenade goes off and knocks him out. Op 4 bouncing back a little bit. Not sure if it'll be enough. Certainly making the base go on high alert here. They're pushing a bunch of guys into the position itself. And Andriri coming around. That was a great ambush. It stopped the scoring of a point. And Andriri gets knocked out because he thought he was secure after those shots. It turns out he was not. Yeah, Blue 4 had 4 Hemmets, but I've only started seeing them, like, take one out at a time, so I have no idea where the other Hemmets went. But Blue 4, they've got 4 points in the capture zone. 5, 6, and 7 are going to stay out of the zone. So that's going to be 3 points top 4 there, 4 to Blue 4, and then Blue 4 are probably going to have control of this final position. Unless Op 4 rush in there and somehow stay. But yeah, I legitimately don't know what happened to the rest of those Hemmets. Ah, yes. I think the joke is you got Miuppans, which is this position, and then you've got the Bigelow Depot. So I think they literally just plugged the words in, and this is what they got. What is that thing in the background, though? Why is that a snow... I don't know, man. Blue 4 now starting to sweep that ambush site. They have numerical superiority, but OFCRA have big brain energy here, especially with that ambush. Samuel gets the drop on TK Llama. That's actually really rare because TK is usually a very good player. We've seen him performing really well these past few months. Could still wake back up though, but interesting to see the drop get on him. What's stopping OFCRA from driving right into that airbase? I see, Kermit, I see. Samuel checking the body. Double tap, buddy. Double tap. Yes. Oddball gets a drop on Combs, but Combs stops him! Oh my god, it's 4-4. Kyle gets the drop on Ilbanek. What is this? What is this upset? Combs finally gets taken down. Will Kyle get the double tap? Cameron gets the drop. Samuel gets spotted by Watts. Watts taken down. Kyle, does he get the double tap? Both sides get their commander. Killer gets knocked out. I mean, the kill count of these guys, though. Remember Kutsi vote, if you guys don't mind, for OFCRA's MVP, because what they've done in terms of the ambushing and then taking out a group superior to them. Samuel back up. Ilbanek and Killer staying down. The only way they could be beaten is if these guys actually get in and take the final objective. Kyle, I think, spotted Cameron. Mathematically, though, OFCRA can still win, because Blue 4 have 4 points for scoring. OFCRA have 3 for the points not scored. So if OFCRA runs in and takes the base, they would win by 1 point. Blue 4 have 2 separate defensive groups at the moment. Their mortar's exposed. OFCRA could steal the mortar. Oh, no. Oh, no. Killer and Ilbanek not waking back up, so they are going to need medical attention. As I say that, I caster curse and allow Killer to wake back up.
Engine?
Hello?
Yeah. You were shot by one of our guys.
They're saying he was shot by Blue 4, but I thought it was
I'll go
Samuel
down
that tabbed him.
Okay.
That's friendly.
They've successfully disengaged the fight. OFCRA losing 2, Blue 4 losing 3, though. I mean, that's a good trade for OFCRA. OFCRA could still make a comeback here. So we got this one final group up here. They have an unarmed Humvee to help them transport. I still love this. All right, I don't know why. This just makes me laugh. Because, I mean, considering the size of this man, that rifle stock is, like, perfect. And there's the mortar getting shot. Gunner taken out. And his assistant also taken out. We have a Humvee rushing this position. It is now taking fire. As they drift behind cover. They're in the container drop-off zone, not the final capture zone. Samuel and Kyle in the position to get on the rear. Watts working on Ilbanek, could get him back up. And Bluck running in from the rear as well. The question is, can Major Khan come up, get these 2 double taps, and then can they use the mortar against Blue 4? Because I feel like that could be game-changing, because the mortar would be in a position to immediately call by fire their own shots. Basically, to put the BDA down, and then immediately adjust their fire mission, and they could walk in HE right on top of Blue 4. That's the really scary one. Valmet wakes back up. Major Khan holding his advance. I'm going to be honest, if Blue 4 was smart, they would demo the mortar and run. They would absolutely demo that mortar and run. Because they're in a really exposed position. And we just had Killer get knocked out again. That has alerted these guys. Samuel runs by. Killer gets double tapped.
Don't try to reverse.
Whoa, hold on. We have Wombat in a transport truck charging out. Preacher with a single tap. Through or under the truck, aimbotted Wombat and got him in the back of the head. Wait. Also, that's a chick with her tits out, but they just... Was Wombat not out of their screen for them? Because it looked like they were shooting the driver's seat on a Ghost, and I'm so confused. Damn. I think Wombat got scammed. And now OPFOR assaulting this mortar position. Oh, but the mortar got destroyed. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Blue 4 could have really, or OPFOR could have really used that mortar to put punishment down on him. Hold on, Kyle. His buddy's dead. Cameron, I think, saw the movement. He did not. Oh, but Kyle gets spotted by Watts and knocked out. A good effort by the coup de vote. Meanwhile, OPFOR losing a big chunk of their manpower here on this assault. I think Blue 4 is going to be able to have it held. And Blue 4, I think, are going to be able to maintain their victory here because OPFOR isn't really in a position to get any manpower in that final area. He doesn't have an angle because the shed is covering the top of it. He might have an angle on those guys, though, in the bunker. I think Wombat did get scammed based on the fact I saw blood coming from the driver's seat. Q-Boy tries to advance in the open. Unfortunately, he doesn't have Pierce to protect him, and he gets shot dead. Oh, wait, that's because Pierce is playing Blue 4, so naturally, he knows how to eliminate enemies in the open field. Wow. Ricky Sav gets knocked out by that 240. Oh my god, Gazog going on a rampage. Gazog dropping who he can there and starts stacking bodies. Forced to now do a bit of bandaging. Oh, that's lovely. Taking some fire as he crosses. Shuts the door, because everyone knows the door is going to protect him. Now he's trying to vault out the window. Unfortunately, the window is child-proof. Oh, you did not have to do him dirty like that. Oh my god. Who just did him dirty? Nico! Nico! Just RPG'd the poor bastard. Six minutes remaining. OPFOR doesn't have the manpower. Let me shoot a message to NASA real quick for our VIPs here. I'm going to settle on Newton for Blue Fort because he got a really nice multi-kill. And it did better than Wojaks. I'm sorry, I keep butchering his name. Though he did wake up multiple times, which was nice, Newton was able to get some pretty nice kill coordination there. And then OPFOR, it's going to be the Q to vote community. Alright, cool. And that has been written down. OPFOR now trying to charge in with their remaining vehicles here. Time-wise, we've got 4 minutes remaining on the clock. Some OPFOR dismounting. We could still see OPFOR make it into that final zone. I think they're getting a little confused on what zones they need to hold. So even if Blue 4 doesn't have manpower in the little final objective, they're still going to win this 4-3. Now we have Pierce driving through with the 50 cal Humvee. Trying to draw up for fire. OPFOR isn't falling for it. While 12 Stripes taking friendly fire from Joker, only for Joker to get sniped out by Major Khan back here. I think Bluck just killed Ilbanek, only for Bluck to then get AT'd by... Did Zixme just... Zixme! Wow. Aren't they in the same squad? No, Bluck killed OPFOR ground... Zixme just killed OPFOR ground command with AT. Okay. Great. Awesome. That... yeah. Okay. OPFOR down to 4 people. We've got about 2 minutes left on the game clock. And then again, this should be a blue 4 victory. Final point tally should be 7 blue 4. Op 4 should be 4. I think that's right. I hear AT. Here comes Ash. And he misses! Op 4 with 2 groups remaining. I mean, it is important to note there's actually a bunch of knocked out blue 4 in here, so the marksman has been doing a lot of work. Major Khan, I mean, he can be very good with marksmanship here, but they just don't have the time to actually make it into the AO. Ash gets taken out. Grenade. Did you just... No one got out to throw that grenade, so who just threw that grenade?
Right side.
Did Zixme do it from the grave? No? Who just... I think Ash just killed himself with his own grenade. That's something. That is certainly something. There it is. Blue 4 on 7, Op 4 at 4. 18-2. Oh, well. Anyway, I wrote my VIP MVP choices to NASA. We will be back in about an hour, 45 minutes for our Zeus Op today, where we will watch a bunch of furries get murdered. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Cheers, and have a good one.